I'm Lieutenant General Todd Semonite, 54th Chief of Engineers, and we're on the road again. Today we're outside of New Orleans with the great Mississippi Valley Division. With me is General Kaiser, he's the commander. Rick, we've had a lot of water coming down these rivers for the last couple of weeks. Talk a little bit about where we're at in this particular flood and what your division's doing maybe to make sure that we're taking care of the lives of our great citizens.
Yes, sir. Right now you're at the tail end of what we call the Mississippi River and Tributaries Project, the MR&T. And it's a series of levees, floodways, and other systems designed to keep cities safe from floods like we're experiencing today. So I was just up in Cairo, Illinois, and New Madrid, Missouri, where the flood came out of the Ohio Valley and is now working its way down here. Now it's taken time, and that was a few weeks ago, and what you're seeing behind you is the crest of that magnificent river as it hits New Orleans.
Wow. Okay, so then your guys' job is to be able to watch how this is coming. You got to obviously look at other weather, what could be coming, and then manipulate all these different structures that are up there. What are some of the big ones you've got that you really, or maybe the most important to relieve the pressure off that river?
Well, I'll talk you from the north to the south.
Okay.
So as you go to the confluence of the Ohio and the Mississippi River, you see Birds Point, New Madrid is a very critical floodway that was activated in 2011.
Okay.
And we came close but didn't have to activate that. As you move down the river, you come across Morganza, which is designed to protect the city of Baton Rouge.
All right.
And we were just flying over that today. Again, it's a critical structure that moves water out of the Mississippi basin over to the Atchafalaya. And where you're standing right now is the Bonnet Carré Spillway, and this spillway protects the city of New Orleans. And this one we activated for this flood.
So let's talk a little bit about Bonnet Carré. With me is Mike Clancy. Mike is the district commander of the great New Orleans district. So Mike, this is an amazing structure out here. I understand 1932. Tell the Corps team, what is this structure, how does it work, and maybe be able to show what's the effect when it's in full bore like today, how we actually taking that stress off the river.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So we are in the middle of the Bonnet Carré Spillway. The purpose here is to divert water off the Mississippi, which is behind us, and send some of it into Lake Pontchartrain.
Back into here.
Into this floodway. This is normally all land. This is a core rec area, 99.9% of its life. And when we operate the spillway, we send water 6 miles that way to Lake Pontchartrain. The whole intent is to not let any more than 1.25 million cubic feet per second go past us in New Orleans, so we can control the height of the river, the flood stage in New Orleans, and point south of Bonnet Carré, reduce the risk of flooding in New Orleans.
So understand, what is the mechanism here? How does the system work?
Sure, this is pretty awesome. This is state-of-the-art technology for 1931.
Wow.
This is all mechanical. There are 350 bays here. You see one of the bays right here. We're standing on an open bay, and next to us is a closed bay. All those needles are lifted one by hand with a crane. A couple workers will lift each needle up and then sling it like the needles we are standing.
So these big timbers you call needles, about 7,000 of them all together, and then our guys manually lift them up, hook them back on, so the water then can go right on through.
Yes, sir. And we adjust the number of bays that are open every single day. Again, to maintain that split, no more than 1.25 million going past us. We're at 183 bays open right now. That means there's about 180,000 cubic feet per second flowing past us.
And then we own all this land. Lake Pontchartrain is down there, and then nobody lives in that area, so we don't end up having any life safety or damage or anything like that. But it moves all this water from the Mississippi back out into the lake.
Yes, sir. That's right. So we're not flooding anyone by this. We're reducing flood risk downstream here. In the spillway itself, it's all Corps-owned property. There are some environmental concerns with freshening up Lake Pontchartrain, but in the grand scheme of things, to reduce the risk in New Orleans, it's very important we operate this structure.
Well, to both of you commanders, I've heard a lot about what happens in Mississippi when we have the floods. I flew down here today because I wanted to get eyes on. And Rick, you and your team have been a phenomenal job through all your districts. You work hand in hand with other divisions as well. But Mike, to actually be here, we just talked to your whole team, to understand the passion of the people in your district, to be able to continue to come to work every single day, maintain these structures, operate them, and to be able to take care of the people in New Orleans is a big, big deal. So thanks for having me out. Real proud of the work you guys do. We were with the governor this morning. The governor went on and on about the great teamwork between the state and the Corps of Engineers, and I'm glad to be able to have, officers and great workers like your team in the Corps family. Congratulations, Rick. Well done. Thanks, sir.